Support for Woodsongs show number 760 is provided by Time Warner Cable, IntelliTouch Tuners, by the AER line of professional level acoustic amps.
By Folkbook.com, a social media site for music, arts, fans, and families.
By the historic and beautiful city of Lexington and visitlex.com. The Lexington Bluegrass Hospitality Association and the elegant, comfortable courtyard by Marriott Lexington North in downtown Lexington, welcoming visitors from all over the world to Lexington, Kentucky, the horse capital of the world and home for great music.
Take your next vacation trip to the musical state of Kentucky. To attend a taping of Woodsongs, visit our website at woodsongs.com.
Here on the Louisiana Hayride, his name is Hank Williams, the drifting cowboy.
On the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Hi, this is Emmylou Harris.
Hi, folks. This is Sam Bush.
Hello, this is Odetta.
This is Joan Baez, and you're listening to the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And now, gather the family around and sit back in your easy chair. It's time again for the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour, our worldwide celebration of grassroots music. Let's welcome folk singer Michael Jonathan.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said something very lovely a long time ago. He said, "The earth laughs in flowers." And on the Woodsong stage, we kind of believe that the world laughs in music and art and songs and community and love for the art. So welcome to the worldwide front porch of the Woodsong stage. And we're going to start with a song in tribute to what Ralph Waldo Emerson said. The song is called Flowers. Hair of gold and eyes like stars shine like diamonds on my heart. You are love and earth to me, so flowers I will give to thee. The morning sun like marigolds I shall give for you to hold. All my love and loyalty are in these flowers I give to thee. I will give you roses red and pick for you a flower bed, a living crimson tapestry. Flowers I will give to thee. I hope the nighttime stars that shine give you rest and peace of mind. In the morning light you'll see a world of flowers I give to thee. I will give you roses red and pick for you a flower bed, a living crimson tapestry. Flowers I will give to thee. I will give you roses red and pick for you a flower bed, a living crimson tapestry. Flowers I will give to thee.
The Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour is presented in part by Folkbook, an online social media site for art, music, friends, and fans. Folkbook is a celebration of the creative community in your home, your town, and around the world. For information about Folkbook, you can visit folk-book.com.
And by listeners like you, Woodsongs is an all-volunteer-run multimedia celebration of grassroots music broadcasting worldwide and made possible by our audience. You can support our broadcast by becoming a Woodsongs partner. Information on how you can become a Woodsongs partner is online at woodsongs.com.
And welcome to the historic Lyric Theater here in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. We're coming to you all over the world. We're celebrating independent and grassroots music of all kinds. It's folk and blues, it's bluegrass, country, Celtic, so much of it, this precious diamond of grassroots music. And artists do come from everywhere to be on the stage. You don't have to be famous. You just have to be very, very good to be part of the Woodsongs broadcast. And we're dedicating this entire broadcast hour to one act, three very dear friends that began their career in Europe. They met up with a bass player from New York, and now they continue to tour everywhere. But they've taken the old-time music, the bluegrass genre, and have stretched it into worlds of classical music and blues and so much more. They've got a CD called The Best of Their Music, which we're going to get to them in a minute. This is a tune off that album called Jack of the Wood. Please welcome the wonderful and the legendary Kruger Brothers to the Woodsongs Old-Time Radio. From their CD, Best of the Kruger Brothers, Jens, Uwe, and Joel, the Kruger Brothers, are here on our stage for the entire hour. Let's say hi to the amazing banjo player, Jens Kruger.
Hey. Hello, everybody.
So, the song that you just played might be familiar to folks because you performed this with Steve Martin on the David Letterman show when you won the huge Steve Martin Award for Excellence in Banjo. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So how'd that feel to, A, win the award and then be on national broadcast major television with Steve Martin to receive the award?
Well, yeah, we grew up in Europe, and of course, I knew Steve Martin, and then we moved to America in 2003, but we started playing here in '97 as the Kruger Brothers, touring around. And to receive an award as a European like that, to get that kind of recognition was really astounding. I was very surprised. And of course I was very happy. When I got the award, I opened the envelope in the morning and I was just standing in the kitchen laughing for about an hour.
You weren't expected to come.
Well, when you get I knew Mr. Martin, Steve, for quite a few years now, and we've been together and had dinners and lunches together. So when I got a little package from him and you open it up, you maybe think maybe it is a joke,
Because it's Steve Martin.
Yeah, it's Steve Martin, yeah. But fortunately it wasn't.
Well, congratulations. We're very happy and proud of you. Well, let's say hi to Uwe Kruger on the guitar. So, you guys were actually, you were born in Germany, grew up in Switzerland, yeah.
Yes,
and your mom was a kindergarten teacher.
Yes.
And she liked to sing around the house. And is that your first memories of music? Is your mom being in the house?
My mom and dad singing. Yes, that was. We sang every night. We had no TV at home, and my mom and my dad, they both played guitar and a little bit of accordion and some harmonica. And so, in the evening when we went to bed, Jens and I, we always had a bunk bed, and. So we would sit together and we'd sing ourselves to sleep, basically.
Well, I want to make clear to the audience, we have the Kruger Brothers as a trio. You and the banjo player Jens are actual brothers, and Joel Landsberg, originally from New York, is a Kruger brother in spirit, and we're going to talk to him as the hour goes on. But I want the radio audience to know what's making up the trio. Now, your mom would be singing and such, but the fascination that you had with the Western artists, with the American artists like Doc Watson and so many others, who were you listening to as a young kid that bore that fascination?
Well, the first ones were people like Pete Seeger, Chet Atkins, and Woody Guthrie. We loved Woody Guthrie's music, and I think the first time Jens and I, we have our 40th anniversary this year. We performing for 40 years now, and the first show that we ever played, we got paid for playing Pete Seeger songs.
Pete Seeger songs,
absolutely.
Right? Well, we want to talk more about this as we go on, but one of the things that I especially like about the Kruger Brothers is the way you took folk music. You embraced the Doc Watson style of bluegrass music, expanded on that, and you've also moved into the classical world, which, Jens, we're going to talk to you at length as the hour goes on, but let's go back into the CD, The Best of the Kruger Brothers. This song, I guess is called A New Country, is the actual title.
Yes, it's part of the Appalachian Concerto, which is a piece that is written for string quartet and the Kruger.
And this is something that you wrote, Jens?
Yes.
Okay, this is a classical piece performed by these guys. It's the Kruger Brothers on the Woodsongs, Old Time Radio. It's the third movement of the Appalachian Concerto, written by Jens Kruger from their CD Best of the Kruger Brothers. If you want to know more about the Kruger Brothers, their website information, their tour schedule, how to make this wonderful CD part of your home music collection, just visit our website, woodsongs.com. This is show number 760. Wow. We'll let you know everything you need to know about the Kruger Brothers and then some. So, Jens, tell me about the fascination with the classical motif and the banjo. Your banjo is in standard tuning?
It was, yes.
What tuning was that in?
That was just D tuning.
Just
regular tuning, like any other bluegrass banjo.
Foggy Mountain breakdown tuning?
Yeah, exactly right, yes. Mm-hmm.
So when you were a kid, though, it was songs like Foggy Mountain Breakdown that was attracting you to the banjo, yes?
Absolutely, yeah. When I was a kid, I listened to some... There was a banjo player in a band called the Cumberland Clan, and they recorded an album, A Bouquet of Bluegrass, I think in the late 60s, and we had that album at home. And I don't know until today who was that banjo player. So if anybody is out there who knows that banjo player, I would like to know who that...
Send you an email.
Yeah, I would like to know who that was who inspired me. And I was a little kid, and I listened to the banjo, and it was just a sound that made me feel like I would sit by a mountain stream and be outside, be in the woods. And it was just a sound that reminded me also to the pictures of Samuel Clemens' book I was reading when I was a kid, of course.
From mountain streams to classical symphony halls, you guys are doing it all right now.
Well, we had, Michael, we had classical recordings at home, and classical music is also our background. Our parents came from northern Germany. Our mother was from Kaliningrad, which is today Kaliningrad. Of course, it was Königsberg. And our father was from between Hanover and Hamburg. And a lot of classical music and the influences of the classical themes and the songs were 200-year-old songs, came out of the early Romantic times. And so the way the music is put together is very classical in a sense. So our upbringing, we never had classical formal training, but classical music was always part of our life.
And you knew what it sounded like, and you certainly found it on the banjo. We're gonna talk more at length in the second half hour about Jens and the classical movements on the banjo that he's playing and such. But right now we're going to get to hear Uwe sing a song. This is a tune off a CD called Between the Notes. This is a song called Watch the Clouds Roll By. It is the Kruger Brothers on the Woodsongs, Old Time Radio.
The clover still glistens with morning dew. His feet are all wet in his old leather shoes. He's been fixing the fence since early this morning. Time for a coffee back home. It's a beautiful day with plenty to do. All is the same and everything's new. He takes off his cap and looks up to the sky, watches the clouds roll by. Her shift has just ended at the all-night cafe. She takes off her apron and calls it a day. I'll see you tomorrow, it's time to go home. She steps out the back door alone. On a Tuesday night in the middle of June, she stops by the roadside to gaze at the moon. Hears up in the distance a whippoorwill cry, watches the clouds roll by. books are covered with things that he draws, while the teacher expounds about natural laws. He's trying to wipe up all the blue on his hand from the ink of the pen that he broke. In the last 30 minutes, the words that were said never quite seem to make it inside of his head. So he looks out the window and he lets his dream fly, watches the clouds roll by. We are all just passing by, sharing our time for a few precious moments, and then we move on like the clouds in the sky. He brushes the leaves off an old mossy stone, spend a few moments with an old friend alone, sits down on the stump of an old cypress tree and cleans out the bowl of his pipe. Shadows are rushing through fields that lie bare. There's so many stories, but no one to share. Takes up his hat and looks up to the sky, watches the clouds roll by.
Beautiful song. From their CD Between the Notes, Watch the Clouds Roll By, had the great Jens Kruger on the banjo, and Joel Landsberg playing a rock-solid bass guitar. I love the...
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
I love the harmonics that you had in there. How did you become the rookie Kruger brother, the official brother?
Yeah, it's been a couple of years now. I think I've been sitting in this chair for almost 22 years.
Well, they must like you.
Well, I don't know about that, but I guess they can't find anybody. No, it's,
no, he owns the bus.
He owns the van.
No, I was very fortunate. I'd moved to Switzerland back in 1989. My ex-wife had something to do with that, but that's a whole another hour. But I met Jens and Uwe very early on after I'd moved over there, and we became instant friends and worked together.
So if I'm not going to be found by my ex-wife, I think I'll hang out with a banjo player.
That's kind of what happened.
For sure, nobody will find me, right? And here you are. And of course, we have Uwe Kruger playing guitar and singing on that last song. So you're in Switzerland and you find this American bass player fleeing from his ex-wife, and you said, hey, let's form a band, right?
That was more the other way around. He was haunting us for a while. He was the typical pushy New Yorker, you know, but no, at one point I just hired Joel, and you know, I had this country rock outfit, and we practiced in the afternoon, did all this Allman Brothers and stuff like that, and Joel knew every song, all the harmonies, everything was wonderful, and we did a couple of swing standards. Joel knew that stuff by heart, was great. And then we used to play 4 sets, and the last set I never rehearsed because we just played stuff like Sally Gooden and Black Mountain Rag and that kind of stuff, for people to dance at the end of the evening. And that's when Joel lost it, totally lost it, because he had never played a song with just 2 chords in his life before.
So say, what do I do with this?
It's exactly. I had no idea.
It's a G and a D, the whole song. What do I?
It took moving 3,000 miles away from America to learn how to play bluegrass and roots music.
Well, welcome to the world. So Jens, Uwe, very quickly, tell me the kind of guitar you're playing, because it sounds beautiful. It's a great sounding guitar.
It is a custom-built Dreadnought guitar, built by, I think, one of your guests that you had here on the show, Wayne Henderson, from up in Rugby, Virginia.
Yeah.
Really fortunate to have this guitar. It was built at the same time as Doc Watson's, but they were in the spray booth together. These are at least the guitars.
Really?
So, yeah. And I've been playing it now for about a year live, and it's really been a good guitar.
Now, Doc Watson was a big guitar hero to you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you even got to perform some with him.
Yeah, a little bit. Sometimes.
Well, give us give me 20 seconds, 30 seconds of the sound of that guitar. Let's get your guitar mic up, and let's just.
You know what? I have this kind of hybrid style where I use my flat pick instead of a thumb pick, and so then I let these fingernails grow, the middle finger and the ring finger. It enables me to actually thumb pick like this. It sounds like this.
That's a beautiful guitar of Uwe Kruger. We got Jens Kruger here as well. We've got the Kruger Brothers on stage for the entire hour. Joel Landsberg playing bass with them. We're going to talk in the second half hour more about their music, their classical leanings, taking bluegrass music all over the musical map. And Jens is going to show us how he puts these concertos and such together. So we got a lot more music and conversation to go. We'll be back right after this.
You're listening to the Woodsongs Show number 760, broadcasting around the world from the historic city of Lexington, Kentucky.
If you would like to attend a Woodsongs broadcast when visiting Lexington, you can find reservation and show schedules on our website, woodsongs.com.
We'll be right back after the break with the Kruger Brothers on the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
The second half of our show is presented in part by VisitLex.com, welcoming families from all over the world to visit Woodsongs and historic Lexington, Kentucky.
Information about all that Lexington, Kentucky has to offer for your next vacation is online at VisitLex.com.
Hi, this is Steve Martin, and you're listening to folk singer Michael Jonathan and the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And thank you, Steve Martin, who's not just a great movie star, comedian, but he loves bluegrass and banjo, and he awarded one of our guests on the stage tonight, Jens Kruger, the Excellence in Banjo Award, which we're very proud of him for that. We're broadcasting around the world from our stage here at the historic Lyric Theater in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. We're at the crossroads of America's folk and bluegrass music, the gateway city to the beautiful Appalachian Mountains, where we're broadcasting this show as well as all the others on over 500 radio stations around the world. And we want to welcome new affiliates, WMAK, America's bluegrass station in Linden, Tennessee, to the Woodsongs affiliate family. They're right between Nashville and Memphis. So it's nice to have them. We're also broadcasting in 173 nations right now on the American Forces Radio Network. Every U.S. naval ship at sea, every single Coast Guard vessel, every military base in the world gets to hear Woodsongs twice every weekend. We always like to say hello to the men and women that are tuning in out there. Woodsongs is a radio broadcast, a live audience radio broadcast that's also a television series on public television. If you go to your hometown public TV program guide, you'll probably find Woodsongs there as a TV series. You get to see Jens up close with his banjo work, where his hands are flying across the neck, and Joel's incredible concentration while he's playing the banjo, and how Uwe is just a magnificent master worker on that guitar. Isn't he just absolutely beautiful? We get so much email. We love to hear from our listeners. If you want to send me an email, my address is very simple. It's michael@woodsongs.com. And here's an email that we get a lot, because a lot of musicians listen to Woodsongs, and a lot of musicians want to get on Woodsongs. And so here's a email that we got from Upper Michigan. A young fella named Bryce emailed the show, and this is a very typical kind of email. Hey, Michael, I'm a musician from Michigan. I'd like to be on Woodsongs. I play folk and country music all over my great state. I have influences from Woody Guthrie and Johnny Cash, Bob Dylan, and many others. I'd appreciate it if you check me out. If I'm not up to snuff yet for the show, I'll be around for a while, and I hope to be on it in the future. Well, here's the thing. No matter what your snuff level is, we don't check you out with an email. What we want you to do is go to woodsongs.com, click on the submission button, and follow the instructions exactly there. Because then for sure you'll be listened to, then everything will be taken care of, then we're going to know that you're out there. But if you just send me an email, that's not going to do it. We want you to send in your CD. So go to woodsongs.com, click on the submission button, and follow the instructions there, and then hopefully all you good up-to-snuffers out there might be on our stage eventually. We're broadcasting from Australia to Ireland, New Zealand to New York, Yuma to Arizona to the Yukon, in northern Canada. Our guest for the entire broadcast tonight is the Kruger Brothers. Here's a tune calling Banahar. This is the Kruger Brothers on the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour. A perfectly stopped song. That was wonderful. From Jens Kruger's second solo CD, Profile, Calling Ben Aher. What a beautiful song, Jens. What a well-written piece of music. When you were a little kid, and you're listening to Earl Scruggs and Doc Watson, were you trained in classical music at all? I know you referred to it a little bit in the first half, but let's reestablish this. Were you trained to write classical, read classical, play classical music?
No, not at all. At home we would just, like Uwe said before, our mother would play guitar and accordion, and my father played guitar and played harmonica. We would sing in the evenings together, and there was no, in our home, there wasn't the sense like, yeah, this kid maybe wants to become a musician. A musician is not a profession. It's not something that you do for a living. It wasn't. It was something that everybody does anyway. Everybody plays. Everybody in our family played and sang music. And, you know, if you really wanted to become a musician, then you really, you know, these are other people, not you.
Well,
but we, of course, we got our Lester Flatt, Earl Scruggs albums, and I put them on the record player, and I could slow them down. I could take them from 33 down to 16, and they would go half speed, and then I could listen to what Earl Scruggs was doing. That's how I learned. That's why that's how I learned to play bluegrass, and I loved it very, very much. And in 1982, I went to America when I was 19, and I spent the whole summer living with Bill Monroe and playing with him on several occasions. And he introduced me to play with him at the Grand Ole Opry, and I got to hug Dolly Parton. Anyway, but
that was your beginning of classical music.
Actually, that was my beginning. That's when I was changed. But actually, at Bill Monroe's living room, it was also interesting. He said to me, you know, he would eat ice cream in the middle of the night, and we would sit there and play it together. And he would ask me, you know, play me something. So I maybe go. And I said, that's Earl Scruggs. Or I would go. He said, now that's Don Reno. Or, you know, he would always say, you play me something. And so I realized that I had a few things that I'd come up with myself, but it wasn't a lot. And then he looked at me and he said, well, you see, if you play bluegrass music, that's not really believable. You're from Switzerland. You're not from Kentucky, right? And so you have to come up with your own music and play your own music. And I played him a little bit of something that I had written, and then he looked at me and said, well, that's you, whether you like it or not. And so, but you have to develop it. He said it's like a little plant. And I think, you know, Bill Monroe in that regard, he helped me a great deal to realize that you can only give yourself in music. And so I started digging what I really liked. And the sounds I really liked coming out of music.
Well, Bill Monroe, in many, many real ways, I mean, he changed old-timey music into something that he liked, and that's what became bluegrass music. Right. It's because he was willing to change old-time music, and in a lot of ways, he was the Nine Inch Nails, the Nirvana of his day by changing this old-time mountain music. So, yes. So he was right by encouraging you to do your own thing. So you really you took the banjo and you started looking at it more as a classical foundation instrument.
Well, I don't know. I listened to a lot of. We had some classical piano recordings at home, and I thought that the banjo slowed down on my record table actually sounded a lot like a piano. And I started to look at the banjo in my lap more like a lap piano, you know, having a sort of a, because the tone. But you can do things after you've done the note, so you could also. So you can do all kinds of things, or look at just. And you can do rapid things like on pianos, like. You do all kinds of things that piano
Let's make
players.
something really clear here. You can do. I'm hearing in my earbuds the sound of thousands of banjos being thrown in their cases and locked in the closet. Now you're in standard tuning still?
Yes.
You're still in Foggy Mountain Breakdown tuning?
Yes, right.
Okay, so you're going to play. You're going to give our audience a treat. This is sort of a broadcast premiere of a piece of a concerto that you have written.
Well, yeah, it was a commission piece by the Chamber of Music America. It's my third big commission. And it's for string quartet and the Kruger Brothers. We'll be premiering in October.
And you are going to perform it solo on the banjo.
Well, yeah, just a little bit of it.
Okay, it's called Lucid Dreamer. It's Jens Kruger on the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful premiere of a beautiful part of a concerto written and performed by banjo player Jens Kruger of the Kruger Brothers. If you want to know more about their music, their albums, their tour schedule, more about the projects that the Kruger Brothers do, just visit our website, woodsongs.com. Click on the archive page and look for show number 760. We'll let you know everything you need to know about the Kruger Brothers, as well as a song from this other CD they've got called Up 18 North. This is going to be a beautiful song sung by Uwe. This is called Carolina in the Fall. The Kruger Brothers on the Woodsongs, Old Time Radio.
All the places I have been to, all the things that I have seen, since I left my home to wander when I was just 15. Oh, the traveling was easy, still sometimes the road got rough, and by the time that I turned 35, I thought I'd seen enough. But for me to settle down a while was not what God had planned, and so one more time I left my home with my suitcase in my hand. And the journey took me far and wide, across the deep blue sea, and now I know since I've been there where I was meant to be. And I've seen sunsets on the ocean, I've seen the desert bloom, drove the endless highways beneath the prairie moon. Yet the picture in my mind I see, I think about it all, is the color of the leaves, Carolina in the fall. Songs Doc had taught to me, and the things that he would sing about I never dreamed I'd see. In the hills of Carolina, folks have opened up the door, and for the first time in my life I'm not a stranger anymore. And I've seen sunsets on the ocean, I've seen the desert bloom, drove the endless highways beneath the prairie moon. Yet the picture in my mind I see, I think about it all, is the color of the leaves in Carolina in the fall. I see, I think about it all, is the color of the leaves in Carolina in the fall.
Jens, Uwe, and Joel, the Kruger Brothers. So it's really a wonderful story, really, when you think about it. You grew up in Germany, you were born in Germany, grew up in Switzerland, you met a bass player from America, you come to America, and now you're settled in North Carolina, yes?
Yes, Western North Carolina.
And you've been there for how long?
almost 11 years now.
11 years. So, and you're touring and doing so many of these amazing things, even doing a stretch at Branson, and hundreds of people are coming out to Branson to come see you guys. They must be just blown away by what you're doing out there.
Well, yeah, it's Uwe and I, we've been traveling pretty much constantly since 1979. And then coming to America really changed our life a lot, because here in America we can play our own music. In Europe it was a little bit more a demand for, if you have a banjo and a guitar, that you play something that people know of a banjo and guitar, you know. Yeah, and you know, do all kinds of things. But here in America we could really present our own music, and I think that keeps us afloat, really.
Well, we're glad you floated your way here to Woodsongs tonight. This has been a lot of fun having you guys here. I can't believe the hour's already over, and you're going to end the hour with the title cut from another wonderful Kruger Brothers album. This is called Forever and a Day. It's the Kruger Brothers on the Woodsongs, Old Time Radio.
Of winter weigh heavy on my mind, I walk down to the river to ease my worried mind, and I can see the reflection of the moon on every ice floe in the bay. And I know that you soon be on your way. And when the pines stand tall and silent beneath the starry sky, the letter that you wrote me I read 1,000 times. I can see the reflection of your face on every ice floe in the bay. And I know that you soon be on your way. Come back home to the ones that love you true. Come back home to the ones that miss you so. Seems like you were gone forever, but for you I'll wait forever and a day. And I know that you soon be on your way. Rays of sunshine come melt the night away. On the day return I will walk down to the bay, and I'll wait by the water till the ship pulls in and took you far away. Oh mother dear, I miss you more each day. And my brother and my daddy, I know they both miss you too. And the waiting would be easy if only we could know. Have you reached your destination on some far off shore, wherever it may lay? And to know that you soon be on your way. Come back home to the ones that love you true. Come back home to the ones that miss you so. Seems like you were gone forever, but for you I'll wait forever and a day. And I know that you soon be on your way. Like you were gone forever, but for you I'll wait forever and a day. And I know that you soon be on your way.
Wasn't it great having the Kruger Brothers on our broadcast for the whole hour? Jens on banjo, Uwe on guitar, Joe Landsberg on bass. Bluegrass music and folk music and Merle Travis and Earl Scruggs and classical music and symphonies and string quartets all wrapped up into one trio of instruments that you see everywhere but rarely performed like this. And you know what that does? We live in a crazy world. There's a lot of arguing, a lot of stress, and a lot of fighting that goes on. But you know what the Kruger Brothers do, like all good artists all over the world do? They get people to stop and listen. And you know what happens when people are listening? They're not fighting anymore. They're at peace, they're listening, there's interchange, there's community. I would like to submit that artists like the Kruger Brothers are the true peacekeepers in the world. They're the ones that are getting people to stop and to listen and to stop fighting. You know, there was a music publisher in the 1920s that was looking at the world of music and a world that had just finished a global war. World War I had just ended, and this is what he said: a few chords strummed on an instrument does more good in this world than all the combined efforts of every politician that ever lived. Frank Littig, a music publisher, said that. We think the same thing. When you're an artist, you're helping your community, your neighborhood, your family to stop and listen, and brings peace into their heart and into the atmosphere. So pick up your own instrument, play the songs that you know, and enjoy the tranquility that it brings. My name is Michael Jonathan. I'm a folk singer. I am a log cabin dweller. We'll see you next week on the Woodsongs Old Time Radio. Good night.
You've been listening to Woodsongs broadcast number 760. Michael's opening song was Flowers from the Looking Glass CD featuring Melissa Deaton Jonathan on vocals.
Our chief engineer is Jerome Gall. Technical assistants are Brian Klausing, Brandon Eves, Eric Anderson, and Ryan Zinka. Our TV and internet broadcast is presented by Time Warner Cable and KET, directed by S.J. Matthews and assisted by Chris Browning.
The Woodsongs crew member of the week is our TV editor, John Bacon.
Special support provided by Hybrid Springwater, QX.net, Natasha's Bistro, and Thai Orchard in Lexington.
Our show is produced with the support of VisitLex.com, the Bluegrass Hospitality Association, the Courtyard by Marriott Lexington North Hotel, welcoming visitors from all over the world to Lexington, Kentucky.
Woodsongs and the Woodsongs symbol are registered trademarks of Rachel Aubrey Music. Thanks for listening. I'm from WKY. I'm Mike Graves.
For Michael Jonathan and the entire Woodsongs crew, this is Dorothy Edwards. We hope you will join us again next week for the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
The online version of the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour is a free gift to our fans, provided by Time Warner Cable, your source for television, TV, and internet service. You can support our massive online archive of shows by becoming a Woodsongs radio partner.
Become a Woodsongs partner today. We need your support to keep our broadcast going. It's as simple as a PayPal click on our website, woodsongs.com.
And give yourselves a big hand. Thank you very much. You guys did a great job. You're very patient. We love you for that. Aren't these guys awesome? They're about to do a... Yes, they are. So while we're setting up for the encore section, if you're a child, if you're 16 years old or younger, and you want to see something amazing, you are welcome to come up on this stage with all the other kids, and you're going to sit right here, and you're going to face these amazing musicians, and you're going to get to see them play the guitar and the bass and the banjo up close. So if you're a little kid, just come straight over here. I know there's a bunch out there. After the encore section is over, the Kruger Brothers are going to be out in the lobby to say hi to some folks. They're going to be out in the lobby. They got their CDs and stuff out there. Certainly bring their music home with you tonight. What a wonderful thing that you can have as part of your home music collection. Leo Kottke is coming in October. Tickets will be available to only you here in the theater tonight. As soon as the show's over, you can go to the box office here in the lobby and get some Leo Kottke tickets. Bluegrass in the Mountain this Sunday. Gates open at 4 o'clock. This is in a cave, a quarry. It's incredible. The lighting in there is going to be spectacular. McLean Family Band is playing. And if we have a good crowd that night, and it looks like it's going to sell out, Highbridge Springwater is thinking about allowing us to do an entire year-long concert series in the cave as a fundraiser to complete the conversion to high-definition television for Woodsongs. Isn't that a nice thing? Highbridge Springwater. Thank you. So if Sunday goes well and everybody's happy and nice crowd and everybody's... Maybe we'll invite the Kruger Brothers to come to the cave to do a full concert. Okay, so why don't we get on with things? We're ready? Let's start the encore section. The Kruger Brothers.
It was down in old Joe's ballroom in a corner by the square. They were serving them drinks as usual, and the usual crowd was there. Now in the corner there stood old Joe McKennedy. His eyes were bloodshot red. He started to the ground and started talking. These were the very words Joe said. He said, I went down to that old St. James Infirmary and I saw my baby there, stretched out on a long wooden table, so cold and so white and so bare. Oh, let her go, God bless her. Whatever she may be, she may search this whole wide world over. She'll never find another sweet man like me. Six crap shooters to carry her coffin. I want a chorus girl to sing her a song. I want a jazz band on her hearse wagon. And Joel Landsberg right here, he's a bopping along. Bop, 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 bop.
go to New Orleans, okay? Saw miles and miles of Davis. So let her go, God bless her. Whatever she may be, she may search this whole wide world over. She'll never find another sweet man like me. No, she'll never find another man like me.
All right, we're going to get them to do one more. Need to mention next week, on Monday, here on this stage, is the beginning of Best of Bluegrass Week. And Woodsongs has a massive celebration of bluegrass music in the hands of young people. We've got Special Consensus on the show, which is a spectacular band, but we have two other artists. One is a little kid from Nicholasville, and the other is a trio from North Carolina, and they're like 14, 15 years old. And it's an amazing display of bluegrass firepower. So if you like your traditional bluegrass, next Monday on Woodsongs, we're going to be exploding it all over this room, especially in the hands of young kids. So if you got children, next week is a great show to bring them to if they want to see this stuff going. Come here, you guys. You guys are like Woodsongs regulars, aren't you? What's your first name?
Wyatt.
Wyatt and?
Riley.
Okay, we're going to let you guys introduce them. Ready? Say, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
This place is hot.
This place is hot.
Yeah. Please welcome.
Please welcome.
The Kruger Brothers.
The Kruger Brothers.
Michael, thank you for having us on the show. No, it's fantastic. We love coming, and when was the last time we were here? Was it about 5 years ago? And we did about 5 shows all together, or something like that.
But you know,
the first show they did was with Nickel Creek at the Kentucky.
Yes, that's right.
But you know, Michael, when we did Letterman last year, it was easy. Because we had done this 3 times before.
Oh, so we trained you for Letterman.
You trained us well.
Right. Yes. I'm glad we could help your global fame.
This is one that I like Uwe to play. It's a song that Uwe learned when he was a kid.
Well, I'm still working on it.
And he learned that tune, and we played up. I remember playing a concert in West Jefferson, North Carolina, one evening, and here in comes Charles Welch, and he's leading Doc Watson, and they sit right in front of Uwe, right when we start playing the Black Mountain Rag. That was a scary moment.
Yeah. I had to walk out backwards.
No. But it was great. Doc Watson, he was just clapping along, and then he got his guitar out and we played it with him. Anyway, okay, guys.
Got a spare room behind the barn for my Mac attack when I'm on the farm. You click it on, then you click around. See the cyber fun I found. Well, I'm a hayseed of the first degree. I'm a country boy from Tennessee.